Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your questions. Get seen on TV, YouTube, and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. We are live. Boy, are we alive. Everybody alive here? Yes. Let's take a consensus. No, nobody's raising their hands. Maybe I'm the only one. Okay, so anyway, I am so thankful for Chris Wootton being our sponsor, and I appreciate him so much. So much. I can't tell you how many times I call him and have to ask him questions, and that keeps Richard from having to take my calls. And so he should be really happy that I have Chris now to bug. But Chris is much nicer than you are. Whenever I do call, I go, "Oh, Cindy, I'm so happy that you called."
Well, that's probably because he makes money off of you.
Okay.
So,
wait a minute. You kind of make money off of me too.
I call that making even.
Okay, breaking even.
Breaking even with dealing with Cindy.
That's a long title,
right?
But that's okay. Hey, we have got, drum roll please, somebody, the co-star of Audience of One. I almost said Awesome of One.
That would
Audience
work too.
of One, which is the brainchild of Richard. Is that correct? No? Uh-oh. I'm getting okay.
We both co-host a show,
You
Audience
both-
of One show.
Brainchild of me? No way.
Yeah,
Andrew's
no.
the one that came over like, I'm hungry, man, and I want to get on the radio.
Yeah, no, I think the show is probably originated in my head, but certainly we're equal parts of this.
No, 100%.
madness.
It's all Andrew.
Okay.
Every aspect of the show is Andrew.
I'm trying to be nice.
He's the one that comes up with the prompts.
No,
he's the
he's-
one that puts all the work into it. All I do is make sure it's like somewhat available to the public.
Well,
That's the only thing. I mean,
somewhat.
somewhat. Sometimes I don't do all of it, and like this morning, it was just running ads for our show, and he texted me. I was like, "Let me check it out." Oh, that's weird.
There's no ads for. Why is there no ads for the Cindy Cochran Show?
You got to make some.
You gotta make one. I can only like people don't realize I don't do everything for everybody. I'm like, hey, these are available to you guys. If you want to write it, I'll record it, I'll edit it, but you gotta.
I did one when we first started.
Yeah, that was what 9 years ago, and it's the wrong time.
Yeah, I made one recently, but it was just slightly too long. And Dick said, "No problem, I'll speed it up." And now I sound like the Micro Machines guy.
Well, at least we get the point across.
Yeah,
That's the
I mean, I
important-
already have a habit of talking a little bit fast, but my gosh, this Adam.
And what's great though is that's the tricks your mind plays on you, because everyone else I sent it to said it's fine.
Well, okay, I know though.
Yeah, you know, because I told you I did that.
Yeah, well, I think I would have probably figured it out
No,
even if
you're
you
not.
hadn't.
You're not that smart.
Okay, you're
You're
right.
only good at finding good topics to talk about.
Oh boy!
Until
and
I'm
the
not.
person that he's trashing now is Andrew.
No, so one of my favorite things Andrew does is every show he listens to it to make sure everything was great because we
I do,
always need
yeah.
that, right?
Because there have been a few times where things did not go together
Yeah.
correctly.
They weren't synced up.
Yeah,
Correct.
and I'm not perfect.
No. Not insinuating that you are, but I do listen to the show.
But my favorite
once
thing
before it goes out.
was he always, and I think he does it to be nice. But
Mm-hmm.
after like the 15th time, I have to question some things because he always says, "Man, I missed it when you said this joke. This is so funny. That's so funny. That's so funny." And so I'm like, "Thanks, man. Thanks, man." And after about the 15th time, I go, "Does he even listen to me when we're doing the
Well,
show?"
when I tell you that, it is because you've said something really quickly right as I'm about to transition or I'm reading something and I don't hear it. And sometimes those are the funniest things. And so I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't hear it when you said blah, blah, blah. I think it actually happened on the show that aired today, and I can't think of it right now, but maybe I will before the show is over. But yeah,
Well-
you've got some quick interludes in there that are funny. So.
and I will tell Cindy's audience, if you want to listen to our show, it's best to listen on podcast because we usually go over the 55-minute mark.
We do, always.
And then we kind of naturally know when that 55-minute mark goes. That means we can say anything past that because it's on the internet instead of the FM. And somehow we just naturally go into topics
Sometimes
that are...
I tend to put the more lewd or risque topics
Yeah.
towards the end of the show, but that doesn't mean that they're always going to be that way. But certainly
That's what
it
it
does
says.
happen.
That's what I meant. It
What do
naturally
we
happens.
do? What do we do that would be lewd or risque? I want you to give me
Well,
an example.
lewd by FM standards, I would assume.
Well,
Like,
that's good. That
well-
would be bad.
Right,
Because FM
right.
is bad.
Well, to give you one idea, one of the topics we covered at the end of an episode was about, I think it was in Norway.
yes.
It was the Penis Museum.
The Icelandic
Icelandic.
Phallological Museum.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a legit place where
It
this
is.
guy's like
We
as
bring
a
you
hobby
the news.
started collecting different mammals' penises and
Wow, we saved it for after 55, and here you are doing it right out of the chute here in Cindy's
well,
show.
Yeah.
I'm talking, in a term of like a doctor would talk.
Okay.
Whatever that's called.
Dr. Richard Schisler.
But it was amazing because it started
Yes.
it started as a collection, and then it got so big that
So to
he
speak.
created a museum that anyone can go to if you visit Iceland.
Is it popular?
I mean,
yeah,
I
it
mean,
is. Yes.
it
is.
Let's think about Iceland. What's popular in Iceland? I don't know, but if you type in,
It's one of the top tourist destinations
Yeah.
of the area, I'm sure.
so I was kind of amazed with that because there's kind of like, what's a goofy thing around town? That's number one probably.
Ugh. I would so worry about this guy. What would
I
he-
would too.
Yeah.
I would be 100%, especially
hang
at the
out
very
with him.
beginning. I'm like, I bet his dad's like, I'm so glad you turned this into a business because
Well, I
I don't
believe
know what would be happening if this was a private collection.
I'm trying to remember how it started, but I think he received a member of a mammal, a certain species of mammal, as a joke, as a prank in the early 1980s. And somewhere along the lines, he thought it would be funny to go and collect some of these and give them back as other gifts, and then decided, wouldn't it be neat if I did one of these Noah's Ark type tricks where I collected one from every single male species in this country, and that was his goal, and I believe he did it. There's actually been some human mammals that have volunteered to donate after they pass as well, so there will be
Yeah.
humans in there at some
or
point
at least
too.
a Polaroid, right? Okay.
Something.
No, I think he actually has requirements. Like it's like mummified and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, they're all.
It's legit. It's a legit place. You can look it up. And the website's really nice. I was surprised. It's like very modern.
Cindy,
and-
just
Don't give out the website address.
it's-
remember, I didn't bring this up.
Yes, that's right.
I was
That's
trying to give it an example of what we talk about.
Yes, that's
What's
true.
lewd?
Post 55. And see,
That's true.
We
I
don't,
thought you were talking about us.
No.
Whenever we go over that we.
No,
that
when
we
you guys
talk
go
about-
over, it goes to commercial.
when, when you go over,
Immediately.
I tell you you're over. And
Our shows tend to go about an hour and 2 to an hour and 10 minutes. The first 55 to 56 minutes goes out over the air. So
Yeah,
I'll
but-
look down at the clock sometimes and realize, all right, we're past 55. If I want to drop just a huge F-bomb. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But the topics can be a little bit more loose.
So
we're not
Don't
doing
start
anything.
listening to their show until.
No,
like,
it's
way
not
in
anything
the-
too
into
bad. But
it.
we do.
It's
we
really
do-
not.
No, it's really not that bad.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
you know me. I'm pure of heart.
Something.
Pure of
Pure
heart.
something.
Yeah. Yes. And Andrew, I know, would probably keeps you grounded. I'm sure. Just like
I keep it
do.
moving, that's for sure. I don't know about grounded.
I'll talk about whatever.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's not grounded. I keep the show moving, and he interjects in between where I'm trying to do some serious radio.
And I'm like, hey, I had this thought the other day. Fruit Loops.
Corn,
Okay.
it's so weird. It
All
looks the
right.
same coming in as it does going out. I don't
I
know.
don't
And I'm like,
know.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. let's
What other
let's
things
go
are
to
like
the-
that, Andrew? Is there anything else like that?
Listen.
I want to say
Okay,
like pepper.
okay.
What do you call that little
Da,
peppers you put on your
da,
pizza? I think that's the same thing, right?
Yeah, red pepper flakes.
I think red pepper
Okay.
flakes come in and go out the same way.
Okay. All right.
What else, Cindy? Do you have one? I got one, so you
Okay.
gotta say one.
Let me tell you what we're going to do. This is going to be so much fun. I came across this game. It's called Okay Boomer, and it has old school trivia and new school trivia. And since I'm the old school and these guys are the new school trivia, I thought it would be interesting to ask the question from old school. I'm asking the question from old school.
That's correct. I think Cindy thinks that I'm like 20 years old, but I'm
believe it.
flattered.
I-
I'm
pe-
flattered.
People think I'm 30 all the time or younger.
Yeah, I'm not
why-
entirely sure if I'm supposed to which side of the cards I'm supposed to be playing on. Let's be honest, but that's okay. This will be
What?
fun.
Well, what do you identify with? Just tell us that.
Gen X.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gen X.
Do I have to look this up because I don't know what
I do
am.
have an observation though about Gen Z. I guess it is. It's the youngest group that
Yeah.
tends to war the most with boomers, which I think is hilarious.
What's Gen Z,
They-
first of all?
Gen Z is the young ones now, teenagers, maybe to early 20s.
They're going against everybody.
They're probably 22 to maybe, I don't know, 8. I don't know exactly what the Gen Z is, but yeah, they're going to war with everybody. They don't seem to do irony in the same
1990
way.
to early 2000s. That's the
That's
Z.
Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's a little bit older than I thought.
That's older.
Yeah, no, that's like are you sure? Wow.
The dictionary
Or maybe-
definition of Gen Z is members of the generation of people born between mid 1990s and mid 2010.
Yeah, see, that's a little bit newer than what I was thinking
That's
of.
the official.
They don't seem to do irony in the same way as some of the older folk. Things that were done ironically, maybe in our generation, they do them because they like it. For example, maybe you have a big athlete, a big guy who wears a pink backpack. If somebody did that when I was in high school, it'd be done ironically because it's funny. Now they're like, no, man, I like this. It's cool. It's just it's a different mindset.
Well, as
you
a
know?
guy, that's kind of a litmus test is wear a pink shirt, and the comments you get on it, it's either done
be
sarcastically.
strong enough.
Right? They don't do
It's
it.
like, hey,
To
cool
have enough
pink shirt.
confidence. You know, and you say, my mother washed it with her red sweater. I don't know.
No, I say, hey, cool face.
Okay. So anyway,
Yes, so we're going to be playing this game.
Did you
game.
fall from the top of an ugly tree? Is that what it is? Did you hit every stick falling down the ugly
did
tree?
you hit every stick on the way down as you fell from the ugly tree or something,
something
along
like
those
that.
lines?
I've never heard that one. Okay. All right.
That's
Now,
'cause no one wanted
so
to tell
what we're
you.
going to do is, they do have some visuals here. So we have a camera, so I can show. Can you see? Like,
I mean,
do you
I
think
don't
you
want
can
to
see
zoom in. You don't want HD on your face, Cindy, trust me.
It's not is it HD? I don't know.
it's HD.
Is it? Okay.
1080p, baby.
What? What are you talking about?
The resolution
Talk
of the
about how
camera.
beautiful you are, and I want to remember that beauty. I don't
Okay,
want to change it.
Okay, stop.
So I don't
You've
want to
got-
zoom in.
You've got me. Yeah, and don't zoom in for crying out loud. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question and see if they can answer this, and then they're going to ask me a question about new trivia. I'm going to ask them about the old one. All right, so what magazine issues a cover for the sexiest man alive?
I know that one.
That's easy. People magazine.
People magazine. Yep.
Y'all are so smart.
Next.
What show is Lucille Ball famous for?
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy. Yeah, she was also a stand-up. Didn't she do stand-up as well? And she was a very funny
No,
lady.
she was an actress
Well, yes.
back in the 40s.
Did you know she financed the
50s,
Star Trek first
40s,
series?
50s.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Her production company, was the one that went out of its
Desi
way.
Lou?
She chose it. She liked it, and
Oh,
so she.
Desi Lou did also.
So Lucille Ball has a special place in my heart to make Star Trek a reality for all the Trekkies out there.
Wait a
I
minute.
love you, Lucille Ball.
Mayberry. They did Mayberry, Danny Thomas show,
Yeah, they did a lot.
and they did.
She was
they did
a
lot of
baron in the TV industry.
he was like the smart guy that ran the, that ran it.
So she wasn't.
Well, she was smart. She was learned how to be smart about it because she was the
Because
actress.
we didn't educate women back then. They had to educate themselves, Cindy? Is that what
That's
you're
right.
trying to say?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
You did grow up in a wild generation every time we speak about it. It is kind of wild to me.
Yeah. I grew up in the 60s.
Okay, boomer.
Okay.
How many times can we say that? Okay, boomer.
Don't. Okay, so, y'all ask me one. Just,
This is the first one on the top of the list here, which I think is kind of funny.
Where did Starbucks get its start?
where did Starbucks get its start?
Yep, I know that one as well.
It's
Okay.
multiple choice, but if you don't know
Okay,
it-
give me the multiple choice then.
No.
I'll tell you have to do that.
All right, Portland, Atlanta, Seattle.
Seattle.
You're right. All right, Andrew, go. Sorry.
Who is Kim Kardashian married to?
Is it how updated? Is
Yeah,
it?
exactly. That's your clue.
It shows how old these
Yeah.
words are. She was married to Kanye West.
That's
and they
correct.
got
That is the correct answer on the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I got another one.
Okay.
Which age group spends the most time on social media? I would never get this, by the way. A, Gen Z, B, Millennials, C, Gen X.
Gen X.
Yeah, you're right. They spend almost 7 hours per week on social media.
Oh, I thought it'd be a day. I thought-
What's Gen X?
That's-
Can we just go over that?
Yes, we did.
Or was that Gen Z?
Well, you did Gen Z, but Gen X is like 1965 to 1982 or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, 1960.
That's because that's.
Y'all aren't
that's
going to know this. You will not
All right.
know this. And don't look it up.
Okay. What's
Okay. On what TV show did the first on-screen interracial
Star Trek.
kiss
yeah,
take place?
Allura and
Kirk.
Kirk. Yeah.
Right. I remember that.
Duh.
Oh. What happened to Nancy Kerrigan?
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan
I remember it very
before the
very clearly.
1994 Women's Championship.
I know that one. Dick, I'll give you a chance to ponder. But
Well, you know, it's funny is I don't remember if it was her or is she the one that hit the person or got the boyfriend or she.
I'll give you a hint. Why?
No.
She had her knee bashed
so
in.
she was the one that got
Yeah,
hit.
she got her
Okay.
knee bashed
I
in.
knew she was involved with. Is it Tanya?
Tanya Harding's
Tanya Harding.
boyfriend
and-
or husband or
Galooly, I believe his name was Jeff Galooly, and took a club to her knee right before the I guess it was the Olympics in
1994.
Yeah, but I can't remember where it was at. But yes, I remember that.
Okay.
And she went on to win silver that year, by the way.
And she was in the Disney.
Tanya did or
No, Tanya Harding ended up getting like 6th, but Nancy Kerrigan won silver. And I'm trying to remember, it was a little Russian girl that won first place, a gold medal, Olenskaya or something like that.
how do
I
you
forget.
know this stuff?
I don't know.
Wild.
What year did the Cold War end?
Oh, 1990 or 91. 91. I don't.
This is some of the.
Yes, you're right.
So one thing I love that I've discovered about this game
What?
is the old school questions are just one answer.
But with the
But if the new school all have multiple choice.
choice.
Like, come on, we don't need to get handicapped here.
Well, yes, if you're over 75, you do.
And some of these
Okay.
are terrible.
All right. What is a handle in radio speak?
I believe both of us are going to know that one as well.
I mean, a personality or like a
Nickname that you give yourself over the air CB
Yeah.
radios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your handle, Cindy?
That's what I was just going to ask you. Just guess what my handle was.
White powder.
No, wasn't my
No.
daughter.
Blue white powder.
No,
Spaghetti and meatballs.
no. Okay, you give up? Mine was cotton candy.
Nice.
I was gonna say that.
You were not
Just
either.
kidding.
Okay. All right. Who was the Fab Four?
Initially, I immediately think of the basketball team from like the Houston, I think, but no, I think that's referring to the Beatles though, because if I'm
Right.
if I'm trying to think of that generation, it's got to be the Beatles, right?
You know, I
Yeah.
think it's because
The Fab Four wasn't Vice Slamma Jamma,
That's what I was thinking.
but just so you know, it's not.
Yeah.
they weren't
Is
the
it, was it the Beatles?
yes,
Oh,
of course.
okay,
yes.
cool.
Who sings "Achy Breaky Heart"?
Oh, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Very good. Dick Clark. I thought it did. Dick Clark Dick Clark is known for hosting what New Year's special?
Rockin' Eve or something?
ABC. I know it's on ABC.
Yeah.
The New Year's Rockin' Eve or something like that, right?
Well, it's like it tells you in the question.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
What musical group recorded the song "Papa Was a Rolling Stone"?
Ooh,
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
I should know that.
Oh.
Is it the Mamas and the Papas? I don't know.
No,
No, I don't think I know that. Okay, you got us.
I got y'all. Okay.
She didn't even know. She had to look at the answer.
The Temptations. And the deep.
Don't know
voice.
if I would've gotten to that
Papa
one.
was a Rolling Stone. Okay. All right.
It's like
So
that's not
answer
even
me
their
one.
famous songs.
What does Rick rolling mean?
Rick rolling.
Yes.
Is that not multiple choice?
Is it multiple choice?
No, it is not, and I can
yeah,
barely
see,
read this.
I gotta find it. I see all mine are like have graphics on it.
Here.
Do you know? I might need that. do you know what Rick rolling is? I have been Rick rolled many a time by my daughter.
Rick rolled.
Yes.
So they want your money. They want Rick rolling. I don't know what that is.
It is an internet prank popular in 2008, although it still kind of is around, where the victim would click on a link and it would lead to Rick Ashley's music video for Never Gonna Give You Up.
That's great.
So you're
I thought-
scrolling through something, hey, Dad, check this out, and you click
great.
on it, and it's Rick Ashley singing Never Gonna
Gonna
Give You Up.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song. Okay.
Oh, this one, you got to know this one. This is just pop culture. What is clickbait? I mean, that, you know what that is.
The Cindy Cochran Show.
Yeah.
I love
Got
that.
good.
You know what that is.
Oh, I think there's so many things that. Okay. This actually has an image.
It's not a dirty one, is it?
This one's got an image, so I'm gonna try.
With any luck.
I'm gonna try to zoom in on it on my camera. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, gosh.
So you can't. I don't know if this is really showing up for.
So if you
people.
can't see it, it is a close up of a male's ear, and he has the large hole in
Yeah.
the earlobe.
What is this body modification called, Cindy?
An ear piercing? Or is it a piercing?
More than a piercing.
Yeah, it's called a gauge ear piercing.
Oh,
Gauge is the
yeah.
key
I
word.
remember that.
I'm just gonna
yes.
keep where the camera is now. It's just gonna be on my mouth.
Awkwardly too close.
Like, hello, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
What camera? That's the one.
It's
I
that
got.
one. It's that one.
No, but that's the camera I don't like. That makes me look so.
This one, what I love about this one is since it's coming back on the outside lights, I'm white as a snowman, which is fine with me though. Because you
And
know
that
what, it's funny difference between you and me, Cindy. I don't care what I look like.
Now the way
And
I
aren't- and
dress,
aren't
do you think I
aren't-
believe?
Aren't you the one that's supposed to be in that age group where it's like I just don't care anymore?
Right. So
Where's that going to leave you in 40 years?
no, he tells
Well, I
me.
have to purposely make myself look like a homeless man. That's
I was going to say, you don't have a large direction to go in one direction.
It's,
kids
it's a
are always-
long con because now people have an expectation of me just looking like crap, and then when finally on like the one day, like say I get married or something, like oh, he looks normal.
You clean up well, but see, you're always telling me, you just wear T-shirts, and I wouldn't have picked that for you to wear, and I wouldn't, and I just like to be. I want the guests to always feel comfortable when they come in, so I don't dress
Oh, so their
up.
first thought is she doesn't take this seriously.
Maybe that's what it is.
No, actually, I don't know if when you had your grandson on, and he started saying that you wear my clothes. I think it's because you don't wash your clothes, but everyone else washes their clothes, and so you're like, "Oh man, I need a clean shirt," and you just find the cleanest shirt. You're like,
I did do that one time. I was considerably younger, but a friend of mine that I had, it was a female friend, but we weren't that way. And I guess she came into school. Obviously, we weren't that way. This is like elementary school, I think, maybe junior high. And she came into school looking noticeably different.
"Oh, you weren't born a playa."
And I said, "Wow, your hair looks different. What did you do?" And she responded with, "I washed it."
Oh,
And I'm thinking, did she understand what she meant there? Because it was so significantly and drastically different. How often are you washing your hair? But
Well, no, that's something I learned. Is a lot of people, especially ladies, they don't wash their hair but every 3 to 5 days or
No.
even longer.
because if
And a
you
new
straightened it, it's going to.
And there's a new fad now for younger generations,
What?
for Gen XYZ.
Cover your bases.
They apparently it's like now they're trying to say that the natural oils after a while will
Correct.
start curing your hair, so you
Absolutely.
don't ever have to wash your hair ever.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that to Audience of One at some point. I read an article a while back about someone who did an experiment in not washing their hair, and it wasn't done like hippie naturalist. It was more of a scientific thing, and it was fairly interesting as to what happened over the course of time. As this lady did not wash her hairs, but
That's what. Remember Mark Hader?
at least not with soap.
I don't know if you were, you were engineer at that time, but Mark Hader said, you don't have to wash your hair every day. And I went, I don't. And they go, oh, you don't have to, because I've got an article that says if you just wash it once a week, it's fine. That's what. Do you remember him talking about that? And it was like a lot of people would be aghast. They wash their hair every single day, but it does. But
My
your
hair would get really
does.
poofy if I don't wash it.
Yeah.
Like it becomes like a lion's mane. And I don't like that.
And that's what. Whenever I wash my hair, it just goes. But like, because how old I am.
I always thought it was a wig.
All right, let's ask a few more of these questions.
No, I like where this conversation's going, man.
I'm trying to bail you out.
Thank you,
Dick, I'm trying to help you out.
Thank you for bailing him out because I'm
Bailing me out for what?
for thinking I have a wig on.
All right, here's a good one. You'll love this one, Cindy.
Okay, ready.
What percentage of millennials are Republican? A, 32%, B, 22%, C, 12%.
22%.
It's actually 32, according to this game. I don't know how they get the stats.
That's because you know what?
52% as Democrats, and the rest in between don't really
Trump
care.
has lost some
don't know.
of the senior group, and he's done really well with the younger people. And
I guess
they were
I'm a
having
millennial.
They were having
Yes.
this big.
That's
were having this-
exciting.
They were having this big conversation on MSNBC or something like, why would the young people go for him? That's just ridiculous. I can't believe it. What? And they were going back and forth. And I wanted to call in and tell him because the younger people go to those rallies and he looks like a rock star. I mean, because
I
everybody
doubt
gets.
they go to the rallies.
That's how they see him, as like a rock star.
Why would I go to one of those rallies?
You would go. You wouldn't go to.
That sounds terrible. Is there beer? Like, that sounds
but you could sit
terrible.
behind him. And,
No, I remember when he came to Conroe?
no.
Yeah, he came to Conroe. It was at the fairgrounds. And it was when the Astros were in the playoffs. And I remember that because I got invited to, like, go backstage with Marcus Luttrell and all of them. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. And they're like, are you sure you don't want to meet the president? And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really, I don't really care.
Oh yeah, I would
Richard.
have. I didn't realize you had a chance to meet a president. I would want to meet, no matter who it is. I'd like to meet a president, just
Well, I
because
mean, because you're not going to have a conversation with the dude.
you never know.
I mean,
just
now, if
never
we
know.
shared a stall,
Even just for the selfie,
like he was
just,
next to me in
even
the
just for
bathroom,
a picture.
if he's next to me in the bathroom, I would love that. I'd be like, what's up, man?
Oh yeah, you can do kind of the foot stuff under the stall. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's a memory.
I would. Yeah, I don't care who it is. I'm getting a picture, and at least even if it's a handshake with the president, just cause.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Well, I think now I look back. Well, I wanted to watch the Astros first of all, and then
Priorities.
but then you're kind of right. I wish if I got a picture of him, I'd just put it up on the internet and be like, let's piss people off, and then just post it.
Yeah, you're always gonna make somebody mad.
I have a picture with.
Uh-oh.
Trump?
Johnny Carson. Oh, okay.
No.
Did they have cameras back then?
Huh? What?
What?
Did they have cameras back then? What did you say?
That was a joke.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
No, I had a picture with Trump, and it's from down the street at the Republican
Oh,
office.
his cutout.
They had a huge cutout, and I stood in front of him and did it. And he was campaigning to be president. He wasn't the president yet, but it was so cool. I put it up, and a lot of times when you put a picture up, if you go into a wax museum and you take pictures with the wax figures, they look so real. And so people went, did you really meet him? And I said, what did it look like? I'm not going to tell you the truth.
People oftentimes say I look very lifelike in pictures as well.
You
know what? I'm still. You know what I'm trying to find out. I've read that he was selling Bibles.
Yes, he is. Trump Bibles.
Is it really Trump Bibles or is it?
Only the finest Bibles.
Well, no, there's like, because when I heard that, I go to his website. Do you buy them? Where do you go to that?
Probably TrumpBible.com. I don't know. Yes.
Well, when I typed in Trump Bible, I
shoes and
got
Bibles.
all this news, and it wasn't actually like helpful information. It was just like, can you believe he's selling a Bible? I'm like, okay, where do I buy it?
Yeah, because I'd love to see. I'm sure he didn't edit anything out. But
See, I don't think he's selling a Bible. I'm on his website.
Andrew,
He
I know
is,
you know.
yes. All right, let's see. I got
See
it.
how fast you can do it.
Oh,
If you're going to beat him out, okay? Who starred in the Three Amigos?
Martin Short.
yeah. Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin.
Very
Yeah.
good. Did you know that, Richard?
Yeah, I'm sure he
Yeah.
would have gotten that. He knows movies better than I do.
Oh,
So
true.
See, it says there ain't. See, I'm not finding it.
Now known as a hashtag,
pound
what
sign.
was the symbol called before that?
Pound sign.
I'm finding it on other sites. It's called
Pound? It was a pound. Yeah.
Pound sign.
Yeah, that's right. Some of this just brings back really good memories. What popular disco nightclub was located at 254 West 54th Street in New York?
Studio 54.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe they just give the answers. Just listen to what the question is. In what movie did Al Pacino say
Scarface.
"Say hello to my little friend"?
Scarface. I mean, that's just kind of.
You
Yeah.
knew it before you said it. What is a flower child?
Hippie, usually referring to a female of the, who was probably anywhere in late teens, early 20s in the 1960s, or someone who would have been inclined to go and experiment in San Francisco during the Summer of Love.
Summer of Love. Yes.
Okay. I did my research for 5 minutes. I found out what the story is behind
Dick's
this
back
Bible.
now.
What?
All right, so it's a Lee Greenwood, who is a country singer.
Uh-huh.
He handwrote the intro for "God Bless the USA."
That guy has been milking that song for 30 years.
Yeah, but
now.
I know,
Makes
but
me
he
cry.
made this Bible in 2021 to commemorate the 2001 attack on the World Trade Center.
Of course he did.
It includes his handwritten lyrics of the song, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance. And that's it. So basically, Donald Trump just endorsed to buy the Bible. It's not the Trump Bible. It's Lee Greenwood's Bible, and you can buy
They've
it.
partnered together, yeah,
Yeah,
something.
to
promote
yeah.
it.
There you go to GodBlessTheUSABible.com.
Are you
And-
promoting this thing?
No, I want to know
good.
because in my mind I was like, oh, did Trump really put his name on the Bible? That is such a hardcore move, you know.
In
Like,
gold down at the bottom.
isn't that a hardcore
Nothing-
move, Cindy? Would
nothing
you
is
consider
more-
that pretty egotistical? if I
Nothing
put
is
my
more
name-
Trump than that.
But see, he didn't do that. This is somebody else's Bible. So there you go.
What is this?
That's the drug symbol.
Oh, I don't know if I know what that is. I know what the one in the back is.
Okay. But you don't
floppy
know what this
disk.
No
is?
one, no one can see that, Cindy.
I don't believe I know what that is.
You can't see it?
You want me to
Okay.
zoom in?
Oh, it says, what is this used for?
What's it used for?
I don't know.
Oh, give me a second.
It looks
I know
familiar.
you slide things into it, and it's
There's nothing to slide. You can't
The
slide
sli-
anything to it.
yeah. The slits are for like.
There's no slits.
Okay, what is it then?
It's a 45. You put it in a 45 adapter to play on a hi-fi. A 45 is like this, you know, in the circle, and you put this in the circle, and then you put it. The whole C goes.
Let me
over-
see that.
Oh, yes.
For- it's an
Yes. I know
adapter.
exactly what you mean. It's a record player adapter so that, because the 45s have a larger hole in the middle, the 55s have the real small hole, so it's the adapter. That's not what it looks like in that picture, but I know what you're referring to.
Huh. Yeah, it does not look like that at all.
But see, it said, you know, the floppy disk
Yeah, the
was on
35,
this
not the
side.
35.
Like
Yeah, the
this.
floppy disk.
But then it goes like, what is this? And I didn't know what. Oh shoot, I lost it. There was something. It said there's a look and see on the floppy disk right there at the top on the left hand side. What is that?
That's the lock. That's the overwrite, and so if you slid it down, you couldn't write over the disk. It was read only. If you slid it up, you could write and read from
Is
it.
that
Yeah.
now I find out? Ay, ay, ay.
Well, here we go, Cindy.
Okay, ready.
This is for you to have for the future, right? Which is not a dating app? A, Bumble. B, OkCupid. C, Be Mine.
Or D, farmers only.
A.
Bumble's. It's the correct answer is C, Be Mine.
Be Mine?
Yeah,
That's not one?
that's not one.
Oh.
Which I doubt. I bet that.
I don't even know if I knew that.
Have you ever been on a dating site?
No, I have not.
You never have.
I have.
No.
Hookiebuck has.
Who'd you
I was
call
married.
me?
I was married long before the apps were even available, probably. So.
Okay. But you went on one, and so
Yeah.
you just look at pictures, right? You just look at
Yeah,
pictures.
it's funny. It's fun. It's a fun mental game, that's for sure.
Are there videos of the people talking?
I think it just depends on the app. I imagine there's so many different like styles of presentation for apps. Like there's one that you give roses. I didn't really understand that concept.
Oh, apps. I thought you were saying. Okay.
Sites, apps, all the same thing,
Yeah.
essentially. I mean, an app is just a bundled application
Apps.
so
No,
that you can see
but
a
I
website.
thought you were
but
saying ASS. I was like, why do you keep saying?
that's a different kind of dating site right there.
That laugh. Do not do that on
Audience
dates.
of One Show, guys, airs every Wednesdays at 10 a.m. right here on Conroe's 106.1 and
love it.
104.5.
If you want to.
Cindy, do you want me to set you up on a dating app?
What?
You want to get on a dating app?
Do I want to get on a dating app?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm trying.
Give it
to,
a little bit more time
Yeah, I need more
next
time.
week.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I know certain women that just literally start dating immediately.
Well, yeah, and you think somebody 75 would
Even before they leave the relationship.
I don't have much time to date, so no. I think after 75, you're probably pretty well, had it.
Did you
Like-
did you know there's an app probably for exactly your scenario? Because I saw an app for one for like single parents, and it's about not having time. That was like the sales point. Was like, we both understand we're single parents, so we don't always have time for like ourselves. But this creates a connection with people that understand that and work with you. So there's probably one for you.
I think Sam's a hard act to follow, so
That's
I don't
true.
know. Just
Well, it's one of those
Just
things
keep,
that you should be grateful for that time.
Yes. Oh yeah, 53 years. 53 years. And we never had an argument.
It's kind of hard to have argument with Sam, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't want to do that. You just don't want to have an argument with him.
I'm the
And,
same way though, because I'll never give up on that. I'll be like, "Hey, remember that time you were trying to be right? You weren't, and I
No.
have proof."
Remember, he was on here. We'd have an argument on here. He'd come on to do something like opposites attract, and he started saying, yeah, but you do this or you do that, and I never know what to expect, or I don't know what.
Hey, he
and
likes
I
that
said,
about you.
Yeah, but you don't know that what to expect is what you love about. That's why he loves me. It's because he never knew what he was walking into.
Andrew has no idea what you're saying because no one loves him.
Because he's.
I don't know about
I know your face. Your face is really great. You're like, okay, we need to switch subjects here.
Okay,
I'm just the
okay.
guest. I'm just sitting over here letting the show
I
come to
want
me.
you
I'm letting the
to
game
know-
play. I'm letting the game come to me, guys.
But
But yeah, the dating app thing. Yeah,
The dating
you
app.
should
thing.
check it out.
Yeah. Well.
If this were my show, I would have moved on a long time ago, but I'm not. So
That's good.
yeah, I just let it.
What dating apps fit personalities? So that's like the real fun question.
Well, this is what's bad is that now you don't see yourself as, old, right? You don't see yourself as.
Yeah, I
what
see
you-
myself as old.
You do? Okay.
Old
But-
enough, you know what I mean?
That laugh. Don't use that laugh ever. You are that
I like it.
person. That person will say, "Excuse me, Richard, I've got to go to the restroom. I'll
Hey,
be right back."
I'm trying.
They'll never be back. Never come back.
That'd be the greatest story if that happened to me. Is someone like escaped through the bathroom. I'm like, hey, I went on a date and she escaped through the bathroom. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's the first sign that things aren't going well.
Well, I understand.
But there were probably telltale signs before then. You probably just didn't pick
I
up on
understand
them.
there's some things.
Thought it was going great, and then she crawled out the window of the
Some things
bathroom.
are
I don't know
not
what was going wrong.
Well, yeah, I told you that story about that one girl. It was like I thought we had a great time, spent the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
day together. It's
Yep.
like- and I've already experienced that. Basically, she metaphorically went through a window.
That's true. Yes, that's true. And then she never wouldn't call you back.
Well, this was a fun game, Cindy. Thanks for bringing this
Well,
to air.
I
Seems
just-
very, very
I
exciting.
just wanted to see
like a good drinking
how much
game.
you know. No,
I think I passed, right? I mean, if you're going to give me a grade,
you
I think I did all
So you're
right.
a boomer.
Yeah, I guess I am.
So if you get more questions right, you're a boomer.
I don't
But
even
let
know
me
what it
see
means.
if you know this. Prior to the internet, what was the go-to book almost everyone used for homework?
Encyclopedia Britannica, because I had a set of them. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. See, it's strange. Is it because
I told you because I'm not. I think this
you
game
have
is aimed.
older-
I think this game is aimed at folks that are a little bit younger than me. Cindy, that's what I was trying to tell you at the very start of the show. I'm very flattered, but I think this is.
some of them even like I don't understand.
I think
even
it's-
the new school stuff. Like
Yeah.
some of them I do not understand.
But
the music and stuff like that I wouldn't know, and the technology I wouldn't know.
I had a set of Encyclopedia Britannicas. They would actually come to your door and sell them. They were door-to-door salesmen. They would sell these
That's
encyclopedias.
right.
They were
and
great.
the Fuller
Like-
Brushman.
Like, do you know what this symbol means?
Someone who has not yet engaged in relations of the sexual kind.
And what it is for the people who are
It's
watching,
victory.
it's just a circle with a green heart with a V in the middle.
I believe. If that's not what it
What-
actually is, that's what I'm
no,
going to think it
It's
is.
found on food packaging and menus.
Oh,
and
vegan.
That's
Yeah.
vegan. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen
Oh
that
yeah, I
in my
see that
life.
all the time. I just didn't recognize it. Yeah.
Then again, I'm not vegan, and I'm not searching for vegan.
Although
But
I think
love
the symbol
way
has changed a
Andrew
little
went
bit.
right to the heart of what every young person would probably have thought at
Yeah.
one point. But I think it's so interesting what they think is difficult for people to know. But there's so much social media. Everybody
Well,
knows so many different things.
I think
about
if you were
different
playing with a
generations.
20-year-old, they would not have known most of these questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
So I think that's the point of this game. I don't know that I'm the right age bracket for this, to be honest with
Okay,
you.
well, we'll try it on.
You have tried it on your grandson or something.
I mean, try it on Armando.
No, that he's the same age.
Armando.
You're not going to. You got to go younger. I think we're probably the same age.
Yeah, that's good. Now I think he would know. He knows things about the older generation. He says TikTok teaches a lot of stuff. It teaches you about different generations.
Yeah, a lot of
and stuff.
misinformation. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes, I try to tell him that, and he goes, "Oh, Grandma."
So
Well,
don't know.
that
There's
actually
nothing wrong with
that
TikTok.
becomes
So-
somewhat of a thing when people start telling me something that they think is factual. I'm like, did you hear that on TikTok? Yeah, I did.
So what's interesting, this reminds me, I went to the Houston golf tournament over the weekend, and in order to get to the actual golf course, you have to ride a shuttle or a bus. And as I'm riding the bus, there's a couple sitting next to me. And this man appears to be in his 50s, and he's next to a strikingly younger woman. I don't know if they were a couple, but it kind of seemed that way. And I overheard him saying something about the bridge collapse in Baltimore last week. And she says, "Oh my gosh, yes, I heard this audio of this guy who was stuck in his car, and he called 911, and she gave him instructions on how to get out." And I heard the man say, "No, there was nobody in the car. It was just, no, I heard it was for real." And I knew exactly what she was talking about. It was a fake AI video or audio that went out over TikTok. And she even said, "I saw it on TikTok." She felt
That's
hook, line, and
so
sinker for it. And the thing is, the audio sounds incredibly fake. I mean, if you listen to it for any length of time, you realize, first of all, this is not how a 911 operator talks. This is not how a person would respond in that type of situation. "The water in my car is rising. What should I do?" "Okay, sir, you need to knock the window out." "Okay, I've done that. The water is now rising. What should I do
Faster.
next?" It was so bad, and she bought it. And it just reminds me of how much misinformation is indeed out
like
there.
That. That's what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
well, go to TikTok.
Andrew,
Yes,
have you ever heard the song "Hey 19"?
of course, by Steely Dan. I love. That's one of my favorite bands, and then that's a great song.
I see. Why would you give me a hard time about not knowing one song out of what 19
But you
billion
like Steely
songs?
Dan. But you like Steely
Yeah, but
Dan.
I don't know every Steely Dan song.
She doesn't know who Aretha Franklin is in that song.
that's
I remember
right.
that line.
No, we can't get together.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
They can't
It's
dance
just-
together. They don't have anything in common.
Right.
But it's a great song.
It is. It
They
is
sang "Ricky,
so-
Don't Lose That Number."
Yes, that is also one of their songs.
It's about me. They wrote it in the future. Can you believe that?
Now they're having
Put it all in a
cover
letter.
band. Now we're going to talk about
To
tomorrow.
yourself.
They've got a Steely Dan cover band that's coming to the Kid Fest or something.
Really?
Well,
No,
something.
might be
the
interested
first
in this.
Thursday concert series.
The concert series, yes, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow with Andrew UC. UC, you know UC.
Getting Andrew squared here.
and
Back to
Kelly
back
Hall.
days.
I would say
Is it UC
So,
or Yelsey? UC?
Andrew. Yes,
Okay.
UC.
UC. Okay.
I don't know where you got Steely Dan from. They're doing Bob Seger, Elvis, Journey, Motown, and 80s music. And
Okay.
then,
Well, 80s music, it could be in there.
Yeah.
They are definitely 80s.
He did
I
say.
know, but I don't know
he
where.
did say Bob Seger. I don't know.
Oh, my.
Steely Dan. Okay.
No, they're not the same.
And actually, if you have a family or it's family friendly, it's actually a fun event.
Oh, Conroe is so good about having events where all the family can get together, and when you have that,
Like midget wrestling.
it's
of
going to
course.
be
Bring the whole family.
Bring the whole family.
it's going to be so crowded. I would tell preachers, y'all do something where you have to have the kids on stage, and you want to fill those seats of them in the audience. They'll bring their parents, their grandparents, the cousins, and everybody to come watch them perform. And so I would try and help them, increase the audience out there. But having kids and being able to do things and have
Like
events for children.
I remember going to church at one point. They did a thing during the service where they would get all the kids on stage, and it'd be like a 5-minute little sermon for the kids. And I hated it because that means I had to go to church and actually had to be like, people knew where I was, because I would always go to like the nursery room and I'd fall asleep. And so when they call the kids up, my mom would always say, "Where were you?" And I'm like, you went to the restroom, you never came. I'm like, oh,
Busted.
man, busted. I hate this place.
Shame on you. That's terrible.
Well, church. I wanted to sleep. It's Sunday, yo. Right.
Sundays are for sleeping, and that's what they say?
Well, we
No.
had to go to the early service. So like the service we went to was like 7:00.
7
It was
in the
at
morning?
that time. Yeah, it was 7 in the morning.
In the morning you went?
Yeah.
You're doing sunrise service every...
Yeah, well, that's my dad.
Sunday.
My dad gets up at like 4:30 every day. Still today,
does.
he's retired. 4:30 every day.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of harsh. But, like...
But he
did
also
you go
naps every day. So
Well, did you go to church on Easter?
no, I have no desire to go back to church.
Richard, he didn't...
I've already been baptized, so I'm good, right?
Yeah,
But then also I'm a bastard child, so it's kind of conflicting depending on who you talk to.
wait a minute. Let's go back. What'd you say?
Because my mother married again and had another child with a different man from her first husband.
I don't think that makes you a bastard.
It
but
does.
How
You
does
believe
that-
what you want to
But they were
believe.
married,
No,
right?
because I remember this, like, I got called a bastard, and I thought I was
You're
like,
not Jon Snow, dude. You're good.
No,
they were married.
it's certain Christian sects believe that if you're married to that one guy, and children from that are your children, and then if you marry again, it's not like you're considered a bastard.
So when you go to heaven, will you be married to which person?
I don't know.
But it says there'll be no giving in marriage.
Well, it just depends
so
on
you
which
don't have
book
to worry
you read.
about it.
If you read the Trump Bible, I'm sure we're okay.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things, indiscretions in my past where I go, apparently it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Well, remember, Cindy, I went to church every day since I was born. Until
You got a lot of equity built. You got a lot of equity built up, huh?
He does.
Yeah, I went. Like,
Although I think it's probably running on fumes at this point, but you may
Well,
have to.
that's-
You may have
that's
to.
what I'm saying, like,
you may have to
especially
refill the tank.
ACU was that was tough because some of the times it was really good. Like they had a really good one of the teachers or preacher, not necessarily preachers, but they do a good job. And
Chapel?
then the next day it'd just be a mess, and I'm like, I'm just wasting my time here. So I just watch movies on my laptop or read the paper, and then I finally just like, now I have a choice to go on Sunday. Nope.
Just forgive him, please, Father, because he don't knows
I go
not
on,
what it says.
I go on Monday nights.
You go to church on
That's
Monday
the bowling
nights?
alley,
That's the
dude.
bowling alley.
Oh my word!
We have communion and everything.
That wine, right?
Yeah, we have wine.
That's
Wine.
mead, by the way.
Yeah. We have a
Unleavened bread.
yeah, we get together, celebrate.
Oh my goodness!
It's great. It's a wonderful time.
I need to take you to church. There's beautiful girls at church. that
Oh, there you go.
go to church and that are
You
good
know, one of my
Christian-
favorite conversations
Just for you,
for
Dick.
religious things was I went to we grew up Presbyterian, and I went to a Church of Christ school, and I remember talking to one of the youth pastors about this, and he asked, he's like, "Oh, so you're a Presbyterian?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "So you haven't been baptized?" And I was like, "No, I was baptized when I was a baby." Well, that didn't count. And I go, "Oh, it didn't count?" He goes, "No, you have to, because of Church of Christ, you have to
man.
you have to be baptized on
You
your
have
own.
to know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the argument here, and it was
Yeah.
one of the greatest conversations I had with somebody. I was sitting there going, I think I was like 14, and I was like, okay, so what about this and this? Does that count? Oh no, that doesn't count. I'm like, so that shouldn't count either.
Did you get baptized?
Well, I was like, are you eating bread and wine? You're drinking wine? And they're like, no.
Were you immersed under the
I'm like,
water?
well, does that count?
Were you?
Yeah, they
ever
drowned me as a
immersed?
baby.
No, they don't. They sprinkle you. But were you ever
They drowned
immersed
me.
under the water?
I don't remember. I was a child.
See, that's why you're supposed to wait till a little bit older, and then you remember it.
Now she deep down goes, he's going to hell. That's been baptized.
What was the subject you wanted to talk about? I am so sorry that we just
I mean,
totally ran over.
I brought a couple of things to talk about, but at this point, I
Well,
don't
we
think
only have- we only
I
have
was
a
gonna
couple
say-
of minutes.
I was gonna say, I don't know that we really have
We have
enough time to
plenty of
talk about
time,
them,
'cause
so
we
it's
can just
okay.
what did you want to talk about?
Oh, it's not
Ask me a
necessarily what I
question.
wanted to talk about.
Well,
but
Ask me anything.
He wants to talk about Audience of One show every Wednesday at 10
that's
a.m.
it. That's it.
Podcast, YouTube, Lone Star Community Radio. We're looking for sponsors.
Hey,
Also,
you're not gonna
So
sell your sponsors.
I think I can
on
quickly
my
cover this
show.
one. The other
Okay.
topic I definitely was going to bring to Audience of One. I don't think I'm going to bring this one. This was just sort of a fun Cindy Cochran style topic. Cindy, what is your favorite smell? And there is
Spaghetti.
one smell that most people like universally, which is why I'm bringing this up, because I think it's kind of interesting. And hopefully we can get it in before the 55.
It's roast beef cooking with green beans and potatoes cooking.
Okay, like a stew of some
and
sort.
a stew of some sort, and
Baby, you got a stew?
it smells of food smells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I like bread. Bread's kind of a good one. I also like the smell of like a fresh can of tennis balls when you open them, or new shoes, things like that, which is like basically just the off-gassing of the stuff. But I like those smells. But I looked up a while back list of people's favorite smells, and what topped the list almost all the time, or near the top, was the smell of fresh rain, like right as it rained.
Yeah.
yes.
And so that's actually has a name. It's called petrichor. And petrichor is basically what happens right as, so if you have soil that is warm and moist, it grows bacteria. And when the bacteria dies after it gets dry, it forms spores, and they just sit there on the ground.
Yeah, but it's minerals it's hitting as well.
And so the next time that it rains,
Yes.
the rain comes down and hits those spores and shoots them up into the air, basically like an aerosol.
Yes.
And the what the smell that you're smelling is actually that bacteria releasing a gas called like glycerin or something like that. And that's why you
know what's
smell
funny? You
that
know-
after the rain smell. It's actually bacteria and spores. And so it's stronger after a longer period of dry weather, like what we had over the summer where we went like
Right.
3 or 4 months and we got that rain in August. I stepped out and just smelled the rain. I'm actually sniffing bacteria
See,
and
mine
spores.
was a combo. of
So
that.
I crammed that in, but that was basically one of the things I wanted to talk about.
So mine was when you rush home to mow the yard,
Yeah.
and then it rains.
Yep.
That was that's my favorite smell. 'Cause,
Yep,
like
the-
right after you get off the tractor or whatever, you're like,
It's a
"Man,
combination
it smells
of
great, and this is a great feeling. I finished the yard right before it rained, and it smells great.
Yeah, it's a combination of the fuel of the tractor, the cut grass, the dirt, and the rain. All of that, I know exactly what you mean, and that is good. And that was actually on some of the lists
So it's
as
a combo,
well.
That's-
the perfect combo right there.
yes.
Yep.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah,
Do-
but petrichor, so
Smells
there you
much
go.
better.
Do you think they have that smell in hell, Cindy?
No, I bet you they don't.
Okay,
Mm.
I was trying to
It'll be
figure out what I'm looking
burning
forward
flesh.
to when
what
I'm
would
looking.
what would smell really bad?
Methane.
Hair burning. Hair. That smell.
Oh, that's bad.
Methane is pretty terrible.
What?
Methane.
Dog's breath. That's another
Methane.
nasty one.
Well, have you ever opened up a lime chips, potato chips bag?
Sure I have. Not to brag, but I'm sure I have.
Well, I mean,
I
somebody.
can open chips.
It should warn you when you open this. It's gonna make everybody think somebody pass gas.
Oh, that's
And-
beef jerky on a car ride.
All right, Cindy, we
This
got to
is
get going.
like broccoli as well. Okay, all right.
Tomorrow, Andrew UC.
Tomorrow, Andrew Usey, our information officer extraordinaire, and Kelly Hall is going to be here. We're going to talk about Kids Fest. So if you have children, you want to get your family to listen and see what all they're going to be expecting this summer coming up really quick. So be with us tomorrow. And first responders, we love you. Astros, we love you. Do better.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process of helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.